I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask Podcast Live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. We're getting to that warm season where a lot of things are happening, so be prepared, okay? So I want to start off today with some more, well, as usual, helpful information for those of us who are health conscious, okay? And we always do when I have Marsha recap, we go back over some of the guests that we've seen before, just in case you didn't remember them, or if you say, oh yeah, I want to know who that was last time. So actually, when we do a recap, it actually helps out some of our viewers get a chance to be reintroduced to some people. And so we did have a segment with a lady from Spa 13, which I wanted to express to you all that, and doing a show with a person who does massages, I enjoyed it because I believe in getting massages, even if I only get one once a month. And so I want to start to encouraging our fans and family and friends to start getting massages and know that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money for it. So don't get caught up with, that's a lot of money. No, you can go to the schools, and some of the schools who offer partial part payments for what we call an hour. An hour segment can be $30 instead of $60. A senior citizen rate can be $25 instead of $40. So we actually need to know where we can go to and get those discounts. And I do know that the young lady, Michelle Murphy from Spa 13, mentioned where you can come to their place, which is Dorsey School of College, and get those massages for half price. Now, once you meet someone like Michelle Murphy, you can find out, what their prices are for people to come to your home. And that's where we are. A lot of people say, well, I want a massage, but I'm not going out the house for a massage. Okay. Find out from a person like Michelle Murphy from Spa 13, what would it take to have a spa party at home, or to have my family member, which might be my mom or my dad, who's of elderly nature, give them a monthly or a bi-weekly massage, and know what kind it is that, that would work for my family members. So that's just one of the segments that I want to, go over again, because I thought it was important as we starting to age. Your body be hurting some mornings and just tight and tensed, and you don't know why, and just need rubbed out. And do you know they have infant massage? I know people say, what's that? So we have to get, we did a show years ago on infant massage, which the lady came and showed us how you, give massages to newborn babies, not that very 2 or 3 day old babies, but babies probably a month or two, and it rubs them down and cuddles them, and they smell good and look so cute, and then go to sleep easier. Okay, so we do want to go back and see if we can do another show on infant massage as well as what adult massages does. Okay, so now today, ladies and gentlemen, in particular, I did want to talk about, I'm going to go back over to Michelle Murphy, but I wanted to talk about, I had a couple of phone calls. Normally when I get phone calls from viewers, they have, some delicate questions that they need answered. So we had a lady call, or a gentleman call rather, in reference to his neighbor being in a rehab center and getting ready to get discharged, not healed, nowhere near as he healed, but there's an enormous bill out there. Okay, so the gentleman's being discharged. He was discharged from the hospital to the rehab center, from the rehab center to going home, and still not healed. Okay, wound still not healed. So we don't give out names or anything. We just give out the scenario of the situation. Now, if you were in the hospital for a surgical procedure, okay, luckily enough, that procedure was covered by your insurance. What kind of insurance did you have? It could be anything, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Humana, Molina, whatever. Okay, but do you have the extended version of your insurance, which is your Medicare? So you don't, you could be 65 years and older, and you're supposed to have your Medicare coverage along with your insurance. Or if you sustain a disability of some sort, you may get your Medicaid coverage a little bit earlier. Okay, now when you're in the hospital, then they say, okay, you're going to rehab. Keep in mind, your insurance only pays for so many weeks of coverage. What does that mean? That means that they may pay for 14 days, 21 days, but they got a calendar date that they, Blue Cross Blue Shield, all of them, Humana, whatever, say we only cover so many weeks now, so don't go in there and start living. So then you get out of the hospital, then you go to rehab. Okay. You get to rehab, you're thinking everything is all covered. Had you talked to the hospital, the rehab social worker yet? No. So you're there and you're saying, okay, I'll be here for a good little while. No, you can't. You could be there, but the clock is running, so the bill is, just ongoing. So how do we get rid of this bill? Well, what happens is we have to know that within that bill, you have to meet with a hospital or a clinical social worker in the facility to make sure that you got both medical coverages. You have your primary and you have your secondary, which is your Medicare. And when you have both of those coverages, then if you're in the rehab center past 6 weeks, it may be okay. Okay, notice I said may be okay, because then it's going to be evaluation period. Sometimes you have to go out of the facility and then 24 hours come back in the facility and the bill starts all over again. Bet you didn't know that, right? All right, so I just wanted to explain to you that in being in a rehab facility, don't ever think that you're just laying there and like they're taking care of me. This is a money game, people. This is a money game. Okay, and I said it, money game, so you got to be able to follow the purse and make sure that you are covered. Now, when you have your insurance, I'm reading what this says. Part A provides inpatient hospital coverage. Remember that, Part A. Part B provides outpatient medical coverage. That's your rehab stuff. Okay. Part C offers an alternate way to receive your Medicare benefits. Okay. And Part D provides prescription drug coverage. Okay. Then there's another part in there, because I don't know if they call it E, but there's a part where you want to see about your glasses, your hearing aids, and your dental, stuff like that. So glasses, hearing, and dental is another part, okay? But if you don't know or have not received notification to say that you need to have additional insurance, you're wandering around like, okay, well, I think I'm covered. Okay, so I got my Blue Cross card and I'm not sick or anything, but something happens, all of a sudden I got to go in the hospital. So I said, well, Blue Cross is covering it. Well, only because I know Blue Cross is only going to give me so many days in the hospital. Then after the procedure that I have or whatever, then Blue Cross is like telling that doctor in the ear, make sure you get her out of there in 14 days now, or you better give us a good explanation why she's still here. So you need to know prior to going to the hospital what your turnaround time is going to be, even if you have to call the insurance company and ask them, if I'm having such and such an operation, what is the time frame that I have for my recovery? Okay. If you want to know how much insurance coverage do you have for your dental, you get some dental implants, you're supposed to call Delta Dental or whoever it is and find out how much benefits you have. I know, you said, who got time for that? You do before you want to spend out of pocket. So if you don't want to spend your money out of pocket, I think you should call these places, okay? So bottom line is, when the gentleman said that his friend was in his rehab center and now his friend has a bill over $3,000 that he must pay, is that a copay, or is that a out-of-pocket expense that Medicare didn't pick up, or does he have Medicare coverage? So, getting back to the situation here is, we know his primary insurance took care of one half. Now he's got an outstanding bill, and what should have happened, and looks like it didn't happen, was he should have had a conversation with the intake worker or clinical social worker to find out what his coverage was, and if he doesn't have coverage, can she assist him in processing to get that coverage? Yes, she can. All right, so this is a little FYI. Go back anytime you got these enormous bills. They don't have to be your bills, but you have to speak up and talk to the clinical social worker, the hospital social worker, any of the social workers within your reach that has something to do with your case. Then you want to find out, how do you get that bill taken care of? All right. So I did have a couple of situations like that. A gentleman was in the hospital. They kept him for 3 or 4 days. Then they released him without even a medical plan. Why? Because he didn't have no coverage. So they didn't give him a medical plan, a discharge plan rather. Okay, it was no discharge plan. So you want to stop the confusion about your medical coverage, even though it's being paid for, or you're paying for it out of your employment, and you say, well, I'm covered. Know what you're covered for. Get a chance to understand clearly what you're covered for and how to protect yourself. If you're not sure, you can always give me a call, 1-800-323-5336, okay? So I would definitely be able to look up some information for you and discover what it is that you're missing, or we can find out what departments you need to speak to get that taken care of. Because a lot of times, like I said, you can be a person with a disability and you receive your extended medical coverage early. If you're a person turning of age 65, then you're supposed to get that letter in the mail that says, hey, you can now apply for Medicare. Okay? If you haven't received that letter, then you need to call. Okay, Social Security. Find out, when am I supposed to apply for Medicare? I know I'm supposed to get something. Okay, so as we are starting to age, we need to know what our benefits are and how to utilize them properly, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to see nobody go without some hearing aids. I don't want to see nobody go without their glasses. I don't want to see nobody go without their teeth. Okay, so whatever we can get and we can utilize, that's what we're supposed to do. All right. All these years that you have been paying into the system, get some of that back on your own behalf. All right. You taking care of your kids. You made sure that they had braces. You made sure that they had glasses and this and that. Now you're of age and you have nothing. Something wrong with that picture. All right. So moving right along, just wanted to let you know I'm sincere about when I say utilize your medical coverage insurance. And if you can't remember what A, B, C, D is, when you call that number on the back of your card, your medical card, they will help you. Always remember the open enrollment is going to start in October. So if you got some insurance that you say, they didn't do nothing for me, you got a chance to meet and greet all these organizations, medical organizations that will be glad to change your insurance. Molina, Humana, HAP, Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, American Advantage, American Advantage. Did I leave somebody out? I don't know if I did or not, but if I did, I'm sorry, y'all. But they all be here at the fourth annual Just Ask Foundation Health and Fun Fair too. Okay, so I don't want to forget that. So in case you be looking for them and you're not sure, let me see. Where is... There it is. Okay. So if you're not sure, you either call me and ask me a question, and you see our number down below, 1-800-323-5336, or prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, to join me and over 45 different healthcare professionals at the 4th Annual Health and Fun Fair, the Eastern Market, Shed number 5, on October 3rd. Okay. It's coming up. We're already at the halfway point now. So my co-sponsors, the wonderful Bridging Communities, we always do it up, and we're on, number 4. That means a whole lot. Okay, you're on number 4. That's a good thing. Okay, but before mine, there is another function that some of you may want to attend, and that will be the 9th annual Aging Matters Expo. Okay, the Caregivers Expo, and that's August 1st. Okay, at Fellowship Chapel. So definitely you want to check that one out as well. And you see Bridging is all over the place. Okay, Bridging is supporting that one as well. Okay, and that's with our dear friend Pat Rencher of Urban Aging News. So they will be visiting us again before that date to talk about, who they have coming on board at their event. Now, these events are big in the summertime. Okay, all types of health fair in the summertime. So that's why we're in the cool air time, October. Things are changing. The Just Dance Foundation's Health and Fun Fair is designed for persons with disabilities and the elderly, seniors, and their caregivers. We hope to see a lot of the families who have disabled family members come join us and get some resources for your family member, and definitely find out what is available free of charge, medication waivers, devices, things of that nature. So that's what we're all about, to make sure that you have those things that you need at the time that you most need them. And it's every day. No one is excluded from needing health care or some type of assistance in anything. Even if it's not you directly, it's a family member. It could be mom, dad, sister, brother, great aunt, uncle, whatever. Don't overlook it. So attend some of these events and learn some resources ahead of time so that you can be prepared, especially if you're dealing with a family member that has the early stages of dementia. We did have a phone call from a lady asking about some resources. Well, she actually called for, let me back up. This lady called me and asked me about some resources for some housing concerns, which someone had put a fence over the property line. And now, it's a ball of confusion where the property line starts and stops. So the original owner sold the house. The new tenants moved in, put a fence up. And they didn't have that measurement done. Now we got two neighbors slightly at war. Okay. Well, the elderly lady called and said, what, I just want to know what to do properly so I can ask them to move the fence back over or whatever have you. Okay. then we contact the assessor's office and ask the assessor, well, how does this person address this? Come to find out, there is a record card that tells you what your property line is and everything. So you can ask for a surveyor to come out. Now, a surveyor may cost a couple of pennies. So, people know I'm not spending no money for a surveyor. I probably would, though. But you can use a surveyor, or you can find out from the assessor in your city how to get that record card that tells you the actual diagram or perimeters of your property. Okay, and then that'll be the start in case you have to do some legal stuff. So we did do some research for her on that. And along that, when I was talking to her, she mentioned that her son had dementia. Excuse me. And when she told me her son had dementia, and she was his caregiver, the mom taking care of her son, I asked her a few questions about some devices and stuff she had. She had none of that. So then I did some research for her and connected her with the American Alzheimer's Association to actually get what I think is most important, a device for when they have what they call the dementia person has what they call day walk, night walk. I got to get that clear. But you may be asleep and it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and they leave the house or they're up walking around. So always remember, you need to consider getting your loved one an ID bracelet or an ID necklace that has their name in it and a phone number. You can have the name and the phone number of you or whoever, so that when the police, if they spot this person out late at night walking around with the pajamas on or something, they can see that ID bracelet or necklace and know that there's a piece of paper that's inside that, open it up and be able to call or connect to the family by way of address. So that's one of the most important things. It's a lot of stuff that we can talk about, and I'm going to go over that, but one in particular was that right there, was to contact them, the Alzheimer's Association, and find out more about some of the tips of items that you can use in your home to safeguard yourself as well as that loved one going through dementia. All right. And another thing I think is very important is a camera system in the house. You're trying to go somewhere, you can't really leave the house, but if you're going to have even somebody in there to watch your loved ones while you're away, you should have a camera system connected to your cell phone with all modern technology that you can actually talk to a person and see what's going on in your home. And so even if you don't have a person with a disability, I would have a camera system in my home. Wink, wink. Okay, okay. And that's important. I'm dead serious about what I tell you these things, because half of them I've experienced myself. The other half, as a social worker, I know by heart, and I would not give you information that I didn't verify for myself, okay? So if you have a question or concern, give me a call, 1-800-323-5336. Or you can email me at marsha@justasktalkshow.org. So some of you are surprised when I answer the phone, but I answer the phone. So you can actually just call and say, hey, Marsha, I got a question. Okay. So I wanted to share with you, like I said, the lady with the chair massage. I wanted you to see her logo in case you all decide you want to get a massage. That's Spire 13. Okay, and they will be back with us for our 4th annual Health and Fun Fair. And just take a look. Now, that 15 minutes in that chair, breaking my shoulders down, and I don't mean break, but making my shoulders more relaxed, that's a good feeling, okay? I was like, okay, I like these young folks, all right? And knowing that they are comfortable in doing what they do, it takes a certain kind of person to actually get into wanting to help and heal other people, okay? And so look how serious this young lady is. She's like, I'm getting into this, and she's using her arm. You can't imagine how good that feels with the arm, can you? No, you can't. Okay? And look, there's different parts of the body that needs to be rubbed out, okay? So it could be an arm. It could be a leg. You never know. Okay, so I just wanted to give you that example again, because I don't want people to get fooled that, I got to lay down, this and that. No, you can have a chair massage. You can have a full body massage. I used to get my mom massages, and lady used to come to the house, and my mother would be complaining all the way until she rubbed her out. Then she said, okay, love you, Mom. All right, so I think it's important to allow, family members to have downtime, if it's meditation, if it's prayer, whatever it is to calm the nature of the house. that's what we want to do. And so massages to me are one of those ways of doing it and being, well-rounded when you get ready to come outside and deal with the traffic and everything else around here. All right. So now, I think I see, did I have another question to answer? We answer questions all the time, and I'm going to start to bring them on the air with me. So then those of you who have similar questions that some of these people have called and asked me, we can definitely help you out in getting connected to the right resources to make it a little more, easier for you to find and less stressful for you to have to deal with, especially when you are a new family member with a disabled child or something, or a aging adult, and you're not sure what you're supposed to be doing. But people, I'm going to ask you, please stop being afraid to ask for help. That's why we have designed the Just Ask Talk Show. Learn to ask for help. Don't ever feel like there's no one out there that can help you. Don't ever feel like there's no one knows your condition, your situation. It's repetitive. It's all the time. It's somebody on the other side of the world doing the same thing or going through the same thing, and they may have asked for help and you didn't. And you say, oh, shoulda. Well, don't shoulda, you coulda, and you can. All right? So when you say to yourself, my house is not clean, give me a break. Okay, you knew the house wasn't clean in the first place, and all of a sudden talking about you don't want to let nobody in because my house is dirty. People are not there to judge you about your house. People are there to help you with your situation and move you on forward, okay? So this is not the hoarder show. We're not worried about what's in the house. We're worried about the health and well-being of the individual in the house. So if you have a loved one that's have some type of condition that needs to be addressed, definitely give us a call so we can find out what resources are available. Now, another thing, too, you can always ask your doctor, say, hey, mom's not walking, can we get a healthcare team in the house? You could ask the doctor for a home healthcare team to come in, and the head nurse takes the vitals and does the chart and sets up the whole program where there's a PT, OT, and a CNA. PT, physical therapy, OT, occupational therapy, CNA, certified nursing assistants. You can get in all those people to help mom regain her walking ability and find out what her functionable level is, okay? So sometimes we need outside help. Don't discard that. Now, I did have one more person that asked me a question, then I'm going to have to, shut it down. Saw a lady in a facility, in a business, and she was buying some Depends. So I had to stop and ask her because she had two big boxes in her hand. I asked her, I said, well, had you went through your insurance company to see if you can get those under your insurance instead of paying for them cash? She said she didn't know anything about that. Okay, so what I did, I gave her the information. Go to the doctor, ask the doctor, can you get a written prescription for incontinence care? Incontinence care means, bladder, kidneys, all that. So send that in you can have the doctor's office do it, or you can do it, call the insurance company and tell me you got prescription for incontinence care. Or you can go to your medical supply company, whatever one you choose, turn in a prescription and ask them to see if you're covered. If you're covered, then you want samples of the different levels of Depends or diapers that you're going to wear. You want Velcro, you want pull-ups, what size, medium, large. They can send you samples. Don't just jump up there and say, just send me some. Tell them to send me some samples so you can get the right ones. When they send them back to you, they'll send you the diapers, they'll send you the blue pads, and they'll send you the gloves. You get a box every month with about 8 packs in there. And your insurance covers it, okay, insurance. So I just wanted to share that with you because those of you who are experiencing slight leaking or incontinence care needs to be addressed. That is a conversation with your doctor. Let him or her know I have a slight leak when I laugh, when I cough, when I sneeze, whatever, or I can't control it. My bladder's having some issues. Can I get an incontinence care prescription? Incontinence care. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know me. Whew. Had to tell you all that in less than 30 minutes. Well, it's around about that 30 minutes. But I just wanted to make sure you got it. Okay, and I think you all got it. All right. Okay. So, like I said, I hope we all will see you at Pat Rencher's Urban Aging News, Aging Matters Education and Expo on August 1st. Put that in your planner. Okay. And most definitely mark your calendar for the 4th Annual Health and Fun Fair, Eastern Market, shed number 5. All righty. And you'll see it again. It'll be more than one time. You'll see it again. So always check us out on PBS Channel 56 every Wednesday morning at 5:30. Where's that at? There I am, 5:30 a.m. Or contact all our cable stations, Comcast Detroit, Comcast Southfield, Birmingham Bloomfield, Troy, Lake Orion. Did I leave anybody out? East Lansing. If I did, I'm sorry.
I try to keep up with what these young people is doing and knowing.
I was at work and I just got a text from a number that I didn't know.
I sent him a text. He texts me back and say, "Who dis?" And I just thought that was the funniest thing.
The next few weeks, you just made fun of me, like would answer the door and say, "Who dis?"
Who dis?
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
If you store your guns properly,
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
And I won't have to tell my kids, this isn't a drill.
Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Always lock it up.
So hopefully you will get a chance to see all those different shows on our networks. Okay, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. All right, and we're steadily growing. Thanks to you all. Well, as I always say, I'm your host, Marsha Florence, for Just Ask. You know what? I wanted to close out with this chair massage stuff. Let me show y'all this right quick before I go. You know, I got to do something. Okay, where did it go? Oh, okay, I ain't got it. It's okay. But you know what I'll say about that chair massage stuff. Think about it, people. Do something nice for somebody, including yourself. All right? Okay. So I'm your host, Marsha Florence, for Just Ask. Anytime you got a question, don't be afraid to ask. And what do I always say? I'm just fooling around with these buttons. There I go. Okay. Give me a call, 1-800-323-5336, or email me at Marsha at Just Ask Talk Show. I'm your host, Marsha Florence from Just Ask, and what do I always say? If you have a question about a person with a disability or just a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. See you next time.